Here's Matt Buckler with the starting line.
A rookie will be starting up front in car number 23. Snap-on Tools is a sponsor for Stephen Midford.
Car number 22 will be starting next, the GP Fence Machine, out of Barkhamsted, Connecticut, for Gary Patno.
Then it will be car number 5 from Colin. In the Napa Auto Car, a veteran, Andy Marquise.
Then it's the Vargo Law Machine, car number 87 from Wellington, Connecticut, R.J. Serdell.
The reigning champion will be in car number 88 from Palmer. In the Fascini Law Firm car, Dwayne Provost.
The car to beat, the Aspen Hill Farms, number 6 for Jeremy Lavoie, out of Windsor Locks, Connecticut.
Car number 59 will be next, a driver from Weathersfield. In the Elmo Stockside Restaurant car, Matt Clement.
Patera Chevrolet brings us the opening day winner, car number 66 for Justin Brent, out of Palmer, Mass.
Another rookie will be in car number 8 from Barkhamsted. In the Premier Energy car, Steve Martell.
Keep your eyes on this driver, the Safeco Foams number 92 from East Longmeadow, Mass, Ryan Fern.
And then scheduled to go in car number 12, and we see her at the rear of the field in the Safeco Foam sponsored car. We welcome back Alexandra Fern. So we are ready to raise the curtain. 30 laps of mayhem in the limited late model division.
Here they come, thundering off turn number 4. And it's a battle at the point between Patnode and Midford. But
and Marquise in instant trouble, fading back.
Look at Provost, though. Provost makes it look so easy, like the hot knife through butter, as he works his way up to second, but off turn number 4. Rumbling back to the stripe. The leader is Stephen Midford, a graduate from the Monday Night Card program. But he's got his hands full, Matt, because Provost is all over him.
That hot knife is carving his way underneath Steve Midford, and it is Provost as he tries to roller coaster his way into the lead.
Trouble.
Going to the extreme outside is Midford, and there is a car pinned against the wall.
Oh, and it moves away. It's the Marquise
like
car, and we are going to stay under green.
Jeremy Lavoie is moved up to the top 4, and he has taken on Gary Patnode.
And while that's been happening, Ryan Fern has come from the 10th position to thread the needle through traffic. So is it the number 66 of Brand as they come off the turn. And Brand now moves into the top 4.
And right behind him is Ryan Fern. So up at the front, Dwayne Provost. Now that car traditionally comes alive at the end of the race. So if he can take the lead on lap number 2, which he has done, this could be a good night for Dwayne Provost.
And Lavoie continues to apply the pressure. Justin Brent clicked off the fastest lap so far, 21:847. Now when it's going to get interesting is when we get towards the 30 laps there, because they don't know what their equipment will do with an extra distance event of this type. And here comes Lavoie as the Red Rocket has moved into second, kicking up a little bit of dust in the face of Warren Brent.
I think that's volcano dust, because that is a very quick car. He's moving into second. Green is in third in the Batera Chevrolet Life Care Pyrocractic car. And then Midford getting a battle with Fern.
Good racing through the field in that top pack of cars as Ryan Fern is trying to close in on the Stephen Midford car. And he's got plenty of time to do it. 6, now make it 7 of 30, now into the record books.
So Jeremy Lavoie can afford to take his time and try to track down Dwayne Provost. He's got 23 laps in which to do it. Ryan Fern, you never know what he is going to do, as he could be stick of dynamite one time and then it could blow up on the next lap. So he has had an inconsistent season, but right now he is lined up against Stephen Midford. So we'll see how long it'll take the 92 to pull alongside that number 23 car.
Well, it appears that he's giving it his all, even though it's so early in the event. Things are starting to settle in just a bit, but further back, while Ryan is working things over, his sister, Alexandra Fern, is working her way through traffic as well.
She got by Clement, and now she's working on R.J. Serdell. Remember, she started dead last. She started almost in another time zone.
And there comes Ryan Fern again to the inside. Can't do it. He was so close.
You got to give Midford a lot of credit for that, because this is his first year in the division, and he's holding off Fern. And it is not an optical illusion. Jeremy Lavoie is starting to erase that big lead that was once owned by Dwayne Provost.
Certainly is, and he continues to work the magic there. But now Provost, just a couple of weeks back, Matt, Provost was struggling, and he had openly admitted it, that he just didn't seem to have the right setup. But tonight, the magic is back.
There's some magic for Ryan Fern, trying to get under Midford.
And he does it. Ryan Fern is up to the 4th spot. And once he gets by, he literally picks up the pace by about a car and a half. 13 of 30, they're approaching the halfway marker in this extra distance night for the limited late models.
Yeah, it took him about 6 laps to get by Midford, and then he was able to springboard his way into a pretty good advantage. The plot remains the same at the front of the field with Dwayne Provost. It is like he is having a picnic in that number 88 car. And Jeremy Lavoie, we know how potent that Red Rocket has been for most of the season. Jeremy Lavoie, the point leader. Dwayne Provost says he doesn't run for points, even though he has won championships. He just runs to have fun. He must have had a lot of fun for the first half of this race.
Interestingly enough, on the last lap, Dwayne Provost turned to 21.887, and Lavoie turned to 21.981. Now, the fastest lap of the race was turned by Jeremy Lavoie with a 21.834. So Lavoie actually appears to be slowing just a bit, and Provost is getting quicker. And Ryan Fern is also starting to pick up the pace just a bit.
And we expected that would happen for Ryan Fern. So it has been a pretty good effort for Justin Green in car number 66. But there is a long gap between he and that number 6 car of Lavoie. And Lavoie, slowly but surely, is starting to gain some ground on Dwayne Provost. And let's see if he can keep up this pace, as Provost is able to send it out of turn number 4 with authority. A veteran driver in the Ficini law firm, number 88 car. And you never know, Ben, if Provost is going as fast as he can or just as fast as he needs to. You know, a veteran like Provost might be saving something in case he needs it for a late double file restart.
Interestingly enough, Provost last time a 22.037, and Jeremy Lavoie a 0.73. So they're still in the same zone, and there is still plenty of time, because when they come to the stripe, there is 10 circuits to go.
They're in the same zone, and it's not the twilight zone.
Here's a good battle a little further back in the field. Midford and Patnode, both of the cars appear to look alike. And now the 23 has a little more giddy up off the turn, and Midford is able to take back the spot with 9 circuits remaining.
Yeah, Patnode closing in on the corner as he has some elbow room on the inside, almost making contact with the 23 of Midford. And here comes Patnode as he will scamper underneath the 23 car, and Midford fights back. And now getting involved is Alexandra Fern in car number 12.
Oh, and they come together, and Alexandra was able to squeak on by.
Midford wound up in the wall.
And we're not sure how much damage. He's trying to get away. Provost and Lavoie. They have been the stars of the front in this event so far. But Bren and Ryan Fern, and now Alexander, who had a problem in practice, you wouldn't believe it, the way she's running now among the top 5. Here they come. Provost gets off to a pretty good start. Lavoie does not. And that gives the advantage to Warren Bren. But once Lavoie gets up to speed, he's side by side in a bid for second. And now they come off the turn, and Lavoie has moved into the comfort zone of second as Bren gives him a little smooch to the back bumper. Now Lavoie's car's gotten evil with 7 laps to go. They come off the turn. They're 3 wide as Ryan Fern tries to move down underneath and challenge for the 3rd spot as Bren and Fern are wheel to wheel, neck and neck. As they come to the line, Ryan Fern has moved into the 3rd spot, and he's trying to make it a family affair as his sister Alexander moves in to position number 4, forcing Bren back to 5. With 5 circuits to go, Matt, the Ferns are coming to the front of the class.
Alexandra started the race in obscurity, and she has moved into the top 4. So a pretty good homecoming for Alexandra Fern. Here is Provost leading by about the length of the Alaskan pipeline over the 6 of Lavoie. Then it is Ryan Fern, Alexandra Fern, and filling out the top 5 is the 66 of Bren. I think this has to be considered a victory for Alexandra Fern no matter where she finishes, because she started dead last.
There's no question about it. She overcome a lot of diversity. Here's the twirling 2s, 2 circuits remaining. And Provost, we haven't seen him this strong. He's always a front runner, but tonight he was a rocket right from the green.
Yeah, took the lead on the 2nd lap and was last seen less than 1 circuit away from the promised land. Here he crosses a line one more time around for Dwayne Provost as he tries to get into victory lane.
Dwayne Provost, a familiar driver and a familiar winner here at Stafford. Heads down into turn number 3. Double Sunoco checkers are about to wave, and Dwayne Provost takes down the impressive victory. Jeremy Lavoie will finish in 2nd. Ryan Fern to finish in 3rd. Alexandra Fern for 4th, and Justin Bren for 5.
And then finishing in the 6th spot was Matt Clement. Gary Patnode 7th, and 8th, R.J. Serdell. Andy Marquise in 9th, and Steve Mitford, who started the race in such promising fashion, will finish in 10th. And he is already changed to the baseball cap, so he will look his best for victory lane. Dwayne Provost is out of the car, and going over to interview our winner will be Dave Barabalt.
Dwayne, no win is easy, but tonight it looked like everything you had pointed on the 88 was to get you here to victory lane.
Yeah, well, it's been a half a season in the making. I mean, it's been really tough this year. Had a lot of bad luck, and just kept working every week. And I knew this car would be fast, and you know, lo and behold, it took half a season and extra distance race to get here. But I couldn't be happier. It's the car was on rails, and it felt good. And I actually made the right setup change tonight and made it fast, and can't be happier.
Some people that get behind the 88 each and every week that you'd like to thank.
I'd like to thank, first and foremost, my main sponsor, Team Link in Ludlow. And we got a competition. I'm going to be out in Boston next week doing a jiu-jitsu competition. But if you ever wanted to try jiu-jitsu, go to the team link and tell them I sent you. They'll put you up a great deal. Also, I want to thank Michael Ficini Law Firm, good friend of mine and supported me through the years. Polka Pop Hips, Joe Cozio, great guy and been supporting me over the years and couldn't be happier. I also want to thank Donnie at Rad for all the power. Barry Fluckinger, Fluckinger Race Chassis for helping me out and setting me up and getting this thing fast. And we tried a new setup this year, and finally I got the hang of it. And and finally Buzzy for his transmissions and the rear end that he sets me up with. It's been a hard year, but I'm super happy.
And that'll take care of our tonight's winner. We'll make our way over to Jeremy Lavoie, the man who came home second. Jeremy, a very strong race for the number 6 tonight. Take us through your night.
Oh, man. I didn't think we'd go clean 30 laps like that. We had one caution, and I got to congratulate the 88, Dwayne Provost. He's been working on that car all year. I knew he would get it at one point this year, and, I had second-week-old tires on the car, so, if he put stickers on it, that's what did it. The car was handling awesome. We knew we had to adjust a little bit for the night race, and it was good. He just had me. I had nothing for him. I'm happy with the second place. It was a decent points night. Ryan's right behind me, so I was able to gain 2 points there. But I got to thank my sponsors, Aspen Hill Farm, L&S Equipment, Jeans Ford and Chevy, P2 Perry Powder Coatings and Delivery Solutions, LLC. Without them, I wouldn't be able to race here. And I got to thank Rad Auto Machine for putting up the extra money this week. It really made us work for it. And I got to thank the fans for coming out, Stafford Speedway, Napa, Sunoco. Everybody's a good supporter of the track here.
And now we'd like to welcome in our third-place finisher, Ryan Fern. And Ryan, it looks like you had a very hard night working your way through the field. Take us through what the 92 performed like tonight.
Yeah, those brakes, they were getting so hot. I had to send it in hard on entry. It was getting a bit tight, but, we made it work. Usually when the car's a little bit tight, you can send it in hard like that and try and carry the momentum through the middle and off. But, hats off to everyone tonight. There wasn't as much chopping and blocking. It seems like people are learning that gets you nowhere, And as far as getting around those kind of guys, I guess it's just you got to do it the right way instead of the Ryan Fern way. So I think I learned a couple things from my Uncle Tom. I talked to him this week. So just looking to improve every single week. By the end of the season, hopefully I'll be able to, call myself a semi-professional race car driver that doesn't make any overly bold moves, I guess. So. Just got to thank Safeco Foam, got to thank Pioneer Valley Rider Training, Rad Auto Machine, and Williams Race Gear. I always forget to thank those guys, and I feel so bad, but at least I got them this week. We were all motored tonight going into the corner, and those restarts, we were right on everyone's rear bumper, so no complaints there. I also got to thank Charlie Performance. They gave us a few parts. Got to thank Hoosier Tire East. Also got to thank us, New England Race Fuel, mixed up a little bit there. Best Sunoco dealer around the place, and the Aru family for running everything here at Stafford, everyone that makes a difference. And I think I got everyone. I just don't want to forget anybody.
And that wraps up our trip through the podium with the limited late models.
Maybe I have with that?
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone's broccoli?
You moved there?
Thanks for helping us.
No problem.
You're welcome.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor and pride to present to you the 2018 field of cars for the Casagrande Builders Street Stock 25. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go from the 21st starting position to position number 1. We ask that you, the race fans, give them a rousing round of applause and support, as tonight it is their night here at Stafford, and we are honored to have them here with us. Matt Buckler with the starting lineup.
Starting 21st in our field is a driver of car number 26, one of the Renner race car drivers from Rocky Hill, Connecticut, Armin Cody Jr. Then it will be car number 66, starting 19th. He comes from New Britain in a Renner race car machine. The driver is Bob King.
In the 18 starting spot, this talented driver comes from Goshen, Connecticut. He'll be driving car number 22 for Christopher Danielshut.
Then it's car number 31, a driver who formerly was a competitor at Thompson. He is in the Bendiak Motorsports car from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, Nick Bendiak.
In the 8th row to the outside, he comes from Ashford, Connecticut, the County Connection Renovations Machine. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, welcome Danny Sousa.
We welcome this driver back to Stafford in car number 14. He comes from Putnam, Zachary Robinson.
This gentleman is a champion. He's a fan favorite, and he is a guy that has a smile that, well, he will really make you smile just by seeing him smile. The Dunleavy Truck and Trailer, Johnny Walker, number 01. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ludlow, Massachusetts, Johnny Walker.
Next to him is a driver known as Lightning in car number 78 from Springfield in the Leading to Unlock sponsored car. Here is a popular Mike Hopkins.
In the 12th starting position, they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but the Lasco Roofing and Sheet Metal Machine will start next. Ladies and gentlemen, from Danbury, Connecticut, a graduate from Monday Night Carts, Orange and White, the family tradition. It is car number 39 for George Bassett Jr.
Last week, this driver enjoyed a night she will never forget. Her first street stock win at Stafford. Tonight, she's back in car number 2 in the Propane Plus sponsored entry. The driver is Megan Fuller.
Moving now into the top 10. Row number 5, position number 10. This young talented driver has been getting stronger and stronger each and every time out. She'll drive the Chambrello Motorsports number 16. Welcome, if you would, from Kensington, Connecticut, Nicole Chambrello.
This driver is always a threat to win in car number 74. Tonight, he's aboard the all-season small engine repair car from Granville, Mass, Brandon Michael.
Inside the row in the 8th starting position will be the Hydar Construction number 11. The driver comes out of Woodbury, Connecticut. Would you welcome Travis Hydar?
This driver joined the Street Stock division to have some fun in car number 21 in the Tommy's Tattoo Supply sponsored car. From Summers, Jason Lafayette.
Starting 6th on the grid is a veteran. The right image is signs number 23. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ellington, Connecticut, Vince Gambacorda.
Another rent a race car driver will be in car number 33. He is from Reading, Massachusetts, Richard Ceriello.
Then we go to the 4th starting spot outside row number 2. The Advanced Auto Repair number 77. The driver comes from North Fork, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, car 77 for Chris Bagnell.
Starting 3rd in the field will be car number 99 from Woodstock Valley, Connecticut. His sponsors include Harvest Moon's Health Food and Avelina Stand. The driver is Chuck Harrison.
Now let's meet the men in the front row. Ladies and gentlemen, starting outside, position number 2, the Demgene Electrical Contractors, number 68. From Ludlow, Massachusetts, would you welcome Greg Des Moines.
And now let's meet the man who will bring the field around in car number 44, a local driver from Stafford. In the Napa-sponsored car, here is Rob Sears.
Are you ready? On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Gentlemen and ladies, start your engine. They pull away from the starting grid, full-bodied competitors. These are the kids next door. They dream and aspire to be, well, the next generation of superstars that compete and race at short tracks across America today. One of these competitors could be the next Ryan Preece, or he could be the next superstar. Whatever the case may be, it all begins in divisions like the street stocks.
It's so hard to believe when you consider where this division started 25 years ago, and you look at tonight, $600 to the winner. This is a division. It has made its way to prime time. The Casagrande Builders, 25, and this is going to be just a crown jewel of the street stock season.
And again, we salute Dell's Vinyl Siding out of Cheshire, Connecticut. We appreciate their continued support of adding some bucks. Do you know there was a time in this division that if you won more than a couple of races, you'd be penalized? That's no longer the case. There's no penalties. It's racing at its best. And we are under green here at Stafford. The Casagrande Builders Street Stock 25 is green under the lights. And nobody so far is pulling away without a fight. But down the back straightaway, Greg Des Moines is out in front.
So Des Moines is all alone at the front of the field. He's being chased by Chris Bagnell, and now it is Vince Gambacorda on the outside. He jackknifes his way into third. Right now it's Veterans Day in this street stock race as we have veteran drivers in the top 3 positions.
There's no question about that, but look a little further back in the field, and there's good racing wherever you look here. Meanwhile, Nicole Chambrello's threading the needle through traffic. Hopkins is looking racy as well.
Ceriello goes around in turn 4.
Mad scramble here. Everybody makes it by. Ceriello gets it in forward motion. And believe it or not, we are green and racing. And there is no caution on the field.
The typical pinball machine in turn number 4 as Ceriello was getting batted around from all directions, made a spin, but was able to recover. And that's good news for Greg Des Moines because he is able to maintain his top spot.
Good racing further back in the field. Hopkins is starting to work over Johnny Walker. And when you can run with Walker here at Stafford, that's credentials good enough to put on your diploma and hang it on your living room wall.
And now Walker trying to go underneath Megan Fuller, so he has some stamina. as he is able to stomp his way underneath the 2 car. Johnny Walker is a veteran. He knows he has 5 extra laps, and he knows that he has plenty of time to get to the front.
While that's been happening, Gambacorta has reeled in on Chris Bagnell as those 3 cars run out in front and start to pull away. All of a sudden, we see the 44 of Rob Sears. Now he's in the middle of a 6-car group that is contending for the position that he's currently holding down.
Now the 21 of Jason Lafayette. Around goes Sear. In between turns 1 and 2, and clobbering him is George Bissett Jr. So the Mad Pup gets tangled up with the 44 of Rob Sear, bringing out our first caution.
No way a situation like this he could have avoided, Matt, because the car was spun, the racetrack was blocked.
The only place for him to go was between the 4 and the 4.
That is correct.
We're going to check out the replay, see if we can determine what happened. Rob Sear gets turned around, and then a late arrival to the party was George Bissett.
George Bissett had no place to go whatsoever. The track was completely blocked. He got on the binders. We saw the car slow, but as you said it best a few minutes ago, Matt, he was looking dead center between the number 44, and that was between the 2 4s of the door. As the green flag comes out, that was a picture-perfect start. Damone is still trying to guard the lead. We haven't seen him run this strong in a few years, and last week he was just as impressive. Look at Gambacorta, and all of a sudden, Brandon Michaels and Michael Hopkins are all coming to the front. They call Hopkins Lightning, and his dad is here tonight, as Hopkins looks really racy coming through in that outside groove, Matt. But Brandon Michaels is there, and he is always very strong in this class.
And it's 3 wide. Here comes Michael. 3 wide. Gambacorta is in the middle. On the outside is Hopkins. So as they blockbuster their way off the corner, the man who made the 3 wide move work is Brandon Michael.
And there's no question about it. Walker was able to pull it off on the inside lane, but Hopkins isn't about to give up. Hopkins moves into the top 6. Walker is up to the 5th position. Meanwhile, off the pace, the 21 machine of Jason Lafayette, who turned some heads last week. And the rental cars are in their own little dogfight battle at the back of the pack as they continue to show a lot of potential there. Back up front, car number 11 is on a move. Travis Haidar started back in the 8th position, Matt, and he's up on the podium in the 3rd spot with Brandon Michaels behind him in the 4th spot. Walker is in 5, and then Hopkins is in the 6th spot. And then coming back to the competition, all of a sudden, is Zachary Robinson, who started 15th on the grid. He goes from blue to red in his color scheme. 9 of 25 are down in the Casagrande Builders Street Stock 25.
Now Walker is trying to get underneath Brandon Michael in a fight for 4th. He has inside leverage. Let's see what happens as they stagger their way into turn number 3. The man nor'eastering his way into the top 4, Johnny Walker, and by a nostril, he is able to get by Brandon Michael, and also moving up is Hopkins. They've been like tag team partners tonight. Wherever Walker goes, that's where Mike Hopkins goes.
Sure is, Matt, and it continues to be an unbelievable battle going on there, and it's not a battle of 5 cars. It's a battle of the top 12 cars, Matt, and that's how close they are.
And we still have the entire second half of the race to go. Remember, it's 25 laps. When will Bagnall try to make a move against Damone? Right now he has his hands full holding off Travis Haidar, the student at Abbott Tech in Danbury. Walker getting a challenge from Hopkins, and Hopkins, he is going to cruise underneath, machete underneath the Johnny Walker car.
And while that is happening, Zach Robinson with that red car, he moves into the top 5. So he has moved into the 5th position. Brandon Michaels sets in the 6th spot. And back to the front of the field, Travis Hydar is still all over Bagnell, but he just doesn't have enough, Matt, to complete the move and make the mission. There is now 11 laps remaining.
So it was a hiccup by Johnny Walker. He got trapped on the outside, and it cost him 3 positions. Travis Hydar trying to Jenny Craig his way underneath Bagnell. A little Woody Woodpecker action on the back bumper to that 77 car. So Hydar is trying everything he knows.
Zach Robinson skating without a partner as he slips and slides both high and low.
Boy, it looked like he was on the ice capades.
But again, it still remains a single file battle with 6 cars. And here comes Brandon Michael. He gives a smooch to the back bumper of Walker, and Gambacorta goes spinning. But will Gambacorta keep it running? No, he's not going to be so kind.
So the moment of truth has arrived for Greg DeMone, looking for his first ever Stafford win, and it would be the biggest moment of his racing career. The green comes out, and it's Bagnall who gets the jump. New leader, Chris Bagnall.
And while that's happening, here comes Michael Hopkins on the outside, lightning. He almost had second, but right there with him comes Johnny Walker, giving him a power assist. Little tap to the back bumper and then some. As they work their magic, Bagnell still leads them back to the line, but Des Moines is still holding on to second, and hats off to him. Meanwhile, here comes Walker again, but here comes Michael Hopkins stringing it out, and Hopkins moves into second. He's in striking distance, Matt. 8 laps to go.
Yeah, trailing by about the length of a magic wand. So the 78 has enjoyed a resurgence. Mike Hopkins. Chris Bagnall got a new car last year. It took him half the season to figure it out, and the second half of the season, he was awesome. He's been awesome tonight, but here comes Hopkins. Bold move to the bottom, and he torpedoes his way to the lead. 6 laps to go in the Casagrande 25.
Off the turn, Michael Hopkins, son of Chris Hopkins, legendary starter here at the Stafford Motor Speedway and on the eastern seaboard. As Hopkins, once in command, he pulls away.
And he is starting to fatten his lead. DeMone goes back into second. Travis Hydar trying to slam his way into the top 3. Michaels is following him, and Johnny Walker is fighting for 5th and 6th place.
Brandon Michaels is right in the middle of all of that as well. Bagnall drops back a bit. Less than 5 circuits, it's all going to be history. Here comes Travis Hydar with a tap. Here comes Brandon Michaels. And that's a bid for the 3rd spot. And
Michael is going to get there, but here comes Johnny Walker. He goes downstairs. Back end comes around, makes contact with Hydar. And Hydar is in distress in between turns 1 and 2.
He gathers it back, and we bring out a caution as everybody kept going in forward motion, but
in 4 laps, one of our drivers are going to be $600 richer, and Megan Fuller has come from the shadows to move into the top 5.
Here we go. Green flag is out. And again, Hopkins takes advantage of things at the point. Brandon Michaels quickly moves into second. Des Moines back in the 3rd spot. And Megan Fuller, her dad, Rick, said, I'm not going to put tires on. If she's going to run up front tonight, she's got to earn it. And I think she's earning it, Matt.
Well, she has gotten a lot better since the start of the race, holding off Bagnall for the 4th place division. And now she is going after DeMone. Widening his lead is Mike Hopkins trying to pull away from Michael. There is a battle for the lead and also a battle for 3rd and 4th between Greg DeMone and Megan Fuller.
And that's a great battle going on. No one giving up an inch. All of a sudden, meanwhile, Gambacorta is coming back to the front with Zach Robinson. They were both involved in jingles a little bit earlier. This time when they come to the stripe, Michael Hopkins, better known as Lightning to his friends, sees the white flag. His dad, Chris Hopkins, all the way up from Florida to witness this historic event for Michael. If he can hold on for less than 3/4 of a mile in the biggest payday in 2018. Lap cars spin in turn 4. No harm, no foul. Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4, Michael Hopkins has done it. He will take down the win. Brandon Michaels for second. Des Moines for third. Fuller for fifth. Magnell to finish in the 6th spot. Rounding out the top 7 will
that
be
was James Bendiak, car number 31. Did a good job during the entire race, especially in the second half. And then I believe it was Zach Robinson behind him.
And Gambacorta will follow, and Sorello.
Well, the second half of the race was something to behold tonight for Michael Hopkins as he saved his best for the second half of the race. That's when he did his best work. And he had to be good because Brandon Michaels was fast, and he was able to outrun him when he needed to.
And ladies and gentlemen, down there, Chris Hopkins, the legendary starter, is now celebrating another page in his history books. Chris now calls his home the great state of Florida. And Chris Hopkins came all the way up to see his son Michael race and compete. And they hand the checkered flag to Chris Hopkins as he'll head to Napa Victory Lane and proudly present his son the black and white like he's presented so many competitors over the years. But this one is extra special. A big $600 victory from Casagrande Builders and Dell's Vinyl Siding. All eyes are on Napa Victory Lane. Michael Hopkins is out of the automobile. Let's hear it for tonight's winner, and let's head to Victory Lane.
All right, man, fine piece of driving. Congratulations. What a race. What a run, man. Coming up through the pack. Good piece of driving tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, we got it. Oh, where do we start? Lucky 13. I don't know if Teddy's watching us. We know him, and thanks, man. Troyer family, sorry for your loss this week. Anyways, man, thank you. There's so many people to thank. Yeah. First off, Joe Ham standing right here, classy guy, did us right. My crew, my family, thank you so much. My girlfriend Meg, she's here. My mom, hopefully made it down. Jason Lafayette. Jared Scoura put the setup on this thing, and we've been going back and forth, left and right, and I can't thank him enough. Thank you, bro. This is so awesome. Leading to Unlock, our main sponsor. Thank you, Gail. Skip's Outdoor Accents, shed.net to get your new shed. Tudor House Liquors. Thank you, O'Sullivan Weldon. I got the first win of the team. Yeah, boys. Bubba's Performance. Thank you for the paint. Napa, Stafford Speedway, DMS Photos. And what's the last contingency sponsor? Oh, Casagrande. Rick, thank you so much. And Sunoco Race Fuels.
Hey, Mike, just a little $600 tonight for the winner of the Casagrande 25-lap main event Street Stocks. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now back to John Gage. John?
Okay, Ben, I got Brandon Michaels standing next to me. Brandon, good run in the 74. You were coming on strong there, especially at the end.
Yeah, first I got to congratulate the 78 team. They ran a great race. I think we all had our basic, head game of try and survive and just pick them off one by one. I definitely had the car to beat tonight. I took my time. We lost our brakes about 8 laps to go, and I was doing all I could to just stay where I was. If we had brakes and a little bit more time, we definitely would have ran him down, but can't complain for the finish. We started in the back. We picked our way through. Really good car. We made a couple of changes, and we were right there. I made a couple of changes on my driving, and we're definitely right there. It's nice to be back on the podium. I think we're going to be here pretty much every week from here on out, and this championship's going to be a fun thing to run for this year. I got to thank everyone that helps out on this car. Ray Navaroli, he gave me a real big check this week for tires. That was a huge help. I got to thank John Berardi. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. My entire family, my girlfriend, all my supporters that are here day in, day out. I got to thank Basement Screen Printing, All Season Small Engine Repair, Napa, DMS Photos, Stafford for the awesome track to run at every week, and we'll be back next week.
Greg Damone coming to Victory Lane, Napa Victory Lane. Greg, man, 68 car was flying tonight. First of all, congratulations on your run. Second of all, you almost had that one.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I knew on the restart they're going to push me around. I'm an old guy. They got no problem pushing me around like one of their own. So it's all good. It's all good. I hung on to it and kept on digging and digging and digging. And it's these guys raced me clean, a little bumping. But when you're going for this kind of money, that's the kind of stuff that happens. I want to thank the Lord. My wife is here. And I want to thank Gus Squalo, who's the one who got me involved with this to begin with about 5-6 years ago. So it's his fault. It's his fault. But.
Greg, congratulations, man. A good run. Good to see you here in Napa Victory Lane. And that 68, I'm sure, is going to go to Victory Lane very soon.